Yeah, welcome back. So I have something very important I want to share with you today, and that's from Luke chapter 8, from verse 22. The Bible said, "Now it came to pass on a certain day that he went into a ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, Let us go over unto the other side of the lake. And they launched forth." Verse 23 says, he said, But as they sailed, he fell asleep. And there came down a storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water and were in jeopardy. Verse 24, and they came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased, and there was a calm. Verse 25 says, and he said unto them, Where is your faith? I'm going to stop there. Now, Jesus said at the beginning, he said, Let us go over to the world, onto the other side. And then verse 23 made us, he said, but as they said, he fell asleep. Why? He has already given the word. Jesus was so confident that as long as he has spoken, and what he said was in alignment with God's will for him. God's will for him at that point was that Jesus should go over to the other side. And then Jesus spoke in alignment with what God willed, for him at that moment. And then he fell asleep. He rested on the fact that it is now God's responsibility to ensure that he gets to the other side of the lake. But as they went, there was a storm. So Jesus was not even concerned, was not bothered either there was going to be storm or not. He was not concerned because he already spoke in alignment with God's will for him at that season, at that time. And then when storm rose up, he was still asleep. He was not bothered. He was so confident that the storm could not do him any harm. And then the disciples, their heart has not been established, in the word of God. And then they said in verse 24, the disciples came and said, Master, Master, we perish. Now the question is, was that what Jesus told them? Did Jesus tell them that they were going to perish? No. And to show that Jesus Christ was not pleased with what they said, in verse 25, the Bible said, Jesus said to them, Where is your faith? Like he rebuked them, that where is your faith? If you check other other gospel account, it was like, why are you so fearful? Oh, you of little faith. He was disappointed. He wanted them to know that the word of God, the promise of God, is what is dependable. The word of God is reliable. That no circumstance, no storm, no challenge is too big to make the word of God of none effect. And the reason why today many believers today, the reason why storms of life overwhelm us is because we magnify that storm above our God, above the word of God. What has God told you concerning that situation of your life? What has God told you? Hold on to what God has told you, because it is only that will give you victory at the end. But if you keep giving into anxiety, to fear, just like the disciples, they were like, Master, Master, we perish. If you keep giving into anxiety to fear, then of course, victory is not guaranteed in that situation. You will surely be defeated by that. But once you say, regardless of the challenge of the situation, you hold on and say, my God has already given me his word, and then I'm coming out strong. Once you make that your focus, what God has said your focus, then victory is what is assured. So yes, believe these truths, act on it, and grace will be your blessing. Thank you.